motion to approve the minutes, Kate?
No motion.
No motion, okay. Okay, you want to
Okay.
go with the action agenda?
Yeah,
We didn't approve the minutes.
okay. The only item really I have for discussion relates to a prior resolution that the committee and the board passed to enter into an agreement with Soil and Water for the management of the park maintenance manual. As you recall, we developed a park maintenance manual in conjunction with the three environmental group partners on the property, as well as the village and the county. And that had been developed about 1.5 years or 2 years ago and adopted by the board. And then we're starting to get to a point where we're actually affecting maintenance and doing particular surveys for certain plant species and just general maintenance and operation of the wetlands and monitoring how it's functioning. So we've got this resolution that's on the back of the agenda that authorizes an agreement with Soil and Water. And since then, I've had, last week I had a meeting with really the core group that is monitoring and observing the wetland and how it's operating. That includes the LGA, Fund for Lake George. Lake George Land Conservancy wasn't at this meeting, but they're a partner as well. Myself and Jim Liebern from Soil and Water was there. And in the course of that meeting of talking about all of the surveys and the maintenance requirements and how money will flow, it was a consensus of the group that really instead of having a one agreement between the county and Soil and Water, we should have a multi-way agreement to include our partners, the 3Es that own the conservation easement, as well as the village, the county, and then Soil and Water as technical support. So what I'm proposing, and I've talked some with the county attorney about amending this resolution to authorize essentially a 6-way agreement with our partners on the project. And what that'll do is it'll cut down on the bureaucracy of trying to authorize and cut checks for reimbursements to the environmental groups. They're taking the lead on a lot of the more technical wetland efforts, and Soil and Water had concerns about having to front money, reimburse them, and then await reimbursement from the county when we're really already all partners on the project. And by doing a 6-way agreement with some conditions, the conditions would be that the work proposed would receive prior approval by the Director of Soil and Water and also myself. And then with that prior approval, we'd authorize, for instance, the LGA to proceed with a certain type of survey with their contractors and then receive reimbursement directly from the county. So that's what I'm recommending. I think it'll be a lot more streamlined from a standpoint of no one will be hanging out there awaiting reimbursements. And I think the same controls that we talked about in committee will be in place, and that the work would be prior approval through Jim Liebern with Soil and Water and myself.
Do I have any questions? Sounds good to me, so I think that's a good idea, Jim.
You can vote.
Great organization.
You do motions.
Yeah, okay, we can do motions now. Any questions before?
I have
All
a
right.
question.
Yes.
How much money are we talking?
So the committee approved up to, I think it's
29,400.
19,400.
So it's cap, I mean, we have a cap, it's not going to be endless for somebody
Right.
finding.
Yeah, I'm not proposing any change from that. We're still using that baseline estimate from the park O&M manual. And, you know, as we're meeting that, I'm sure that maintenance will evolve over time. There's already some things that are popping up that weren't included in the original manual. At the same time, some things may drop off where the wetland is self-maintaining and doesn't need certain aspects of that maintenance done. So I think it will evolve, but right now we still have that cap at 19,400.
Mr. Leggett, look like you have a question?
Just a comment, we discussed this at Soil and Water Conservation District committee meetings, and yeah, that seems like this is the way to go.
replacement. You got a motion to, Mr. Conover, you have,
I'll make the motion and then I have a comment.
and a
I'll bring it
second,
to the
Ms.
floor.
Frazier? You have a
Yeah, I
comment?
just would say that the whole idea was that this was not only to be a park, but to also serve an environmental purpose in terms of stormwater. And it's important that was an important reason why this was done. Not the only reason, but an important reason. And it's important that there be a certain maintenance program so that does what it's supposed to do.
So we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Any other information to be discussed? Open to the floor, anybody has any questions? I just want to go back to number 2, a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting, because we didn't have a quorum when we started, so Ms. Frazier, Mr. Leggett,
Yes.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. And that finishes it out. Motion to adjourn?